It's your local fish keeper Sabrina. How's everyone doing? First of all, I'm very sorry for missing last week's video. Let's just say I was having a peak puffer quarantine party in my fish room. So let me catch you up. Last month, November, was my birthday month, and I received a couple of pufferfish as gifts. Let me preface this video by saying fish or any sort of pets, for the matter, do not make good gifts unless the person receiving it is ready to care for them. These puffers are finally out of quarantine after getting treated with the appropriate medicine. However, their tank is still in the middle of setup, which is why they are temporarily crashing in Artemis and Ness's tank. I do not recommend mixing puffers in an inappropriately sized tank for a number of reasons. Just to give you an idea, I do water changes on this tank every 2 days. Trust me, just don't mix them. Don't do it. Do not recommend. This tank is also under strict monitoring. I personally record their behaviors and activities throughout the day, making sure no one gets hurt. So without further ado, let's meet the new puffers on the block. Heard of Kiwi from a couple of you guys over on Instagram and headed straight to my local fish store to check him out. They notified me that he was not eating and is turning a charcoal black color. Kiwi was kept in a freshwater tank at the store. By the end of the day, I received Kiwi as a gift from John in an attempt to try and save him. When I reached home, I managed to take a closer look at him. Mind you, I am not a puffer expert, nor am I a professional in any way, but I was looking for any signs of ick and other parasites, heavy breathing, sunken belly, and etc. Fortunately, Kiwi had none of that except for some bacterial infections over his nipped fins. I try not to treat my puffers with medicine unnecessarily. Nevertheless, I always deworm and quarantine my puffers prior to introducing them to their tank. Turns out, Kiwi, personally, is a very shy and gentle giant. I guess he was stressed out by the busy nature of the store. It took quite some time for him to warm up, and trust me, I'm still building his trust up till this day. Today, Kiwi is in a brackish tank, eating well, and is much more active compared to the first day I met him. I'm very grateful that his conditions have improved. Orion is the total opposite of Kiwi. Orion is so active that I actually had to film him and play the video back in slow motion to see if anything's wrong with him. He basically got the zoomies and I had to wait for him to calm down. Once he's calm, I put food in his tank and he ate it almost immediately. Either he was very hungry or he's not scared of people at all. I think it was a bit of both. Orion is very adventurous and curious. He inspects every single nook and cranny of the tank. He's also known to be the very first one to wake up in the morning to greet me or to beg me for food. So far, Orion eats everything that I offer him, and that makes me very happy. It's a known fact that puffers need crunchy, hard-shelled food to help trim their teeth down. The way I like to put it is, puffers are like underwater hamsters. Kiwi has been refusing to crunch down clams, so I figured I'd try to give him a crab. He went after it immediately, and that's when I learned my very first lesson on feeding puffers crab. A crab's pinchers or claws are very strong and sharp and may hurt your puffers. This is going to sound very bad, but it is best to remove their claws or to trim it a bit to prevent this from happening. Don't get me wrong, I did panic when this happened, but knowing Kiwi, the best course of action is to let him finish his food first. Kiwi gets startled very easily, and if I were to try to take the claws off immediately, this might actually cause more harm to him than good. Eventually though, the claw's grip loosened and dropped on its own. Kiwi ate that particular claw too. So far, everyone pretty much stays in their own lane. However, two packs or teams were formed out of this, Team Artemis and Ness and Team Orion and Kiwi. Orion absolutely loves Kiwi. He follows after Kiwi and sleeps with him too. Kiwi munches and crunches, also known as a crunch, the crabs down and lets Orion have the bits that falls from his mouth. Sometimes Artemis and Ness would stop in front of the tank just to stare at me. They probably want the others out by next week. Oops. Thank you very much for sticking around. Do like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content, and especially don't forget to comment down below as I love hearing your thoughts and reading your comments. Until then, see you next time.